hi everyone, welcome to the YarnderWoman podcast. Oh, smudgy. This is episode 88 and today is the 18th of January 2020. Happy New Year. Smudge currently wants to go outside to go and bark at another dog, but it's much too early in the morning and actually any time of day, no one wants to hear that. So, ow. Yes, anyway. I hope you've had a lovely couple of weeks to the beginning of this year. I know not everyone has for many, many reasons. And one of the big reasons being all the Australian bushfires. And it's been a very difficult time. I am safe here where I am in Perth. There have been some fires, but not close to me. And certainly nothing like what's happened over on the eastern coast. So I've debated doing a podcast for a little bit. I'm sorry that Smudge is running around while we're discussing something serious, but you know, that's good to have a balance. But yes, that's why I've decided to put out a podcast, because it's good to have a balance, and also I've got some things to show you in my crafting that I was doing to try and make a little contribution. So I'll send you off to that footage now, and then I will take you to the most lovely day I had yesterday with Grace from Babbles Travelling Yarns podcast and yarn dyer. She's Vanawillamille on Instagram, and she lives in Ireland, but she was in Perth for a family wedding, and thankfully our schedules worked out that we were able to meet up together, which was just so lovely. It's too bad we didn't have, 2 weeks to spend together rather than just a few hours, but I was so grateful to get those few hours, and we had the most amazing time. We both eat a vegan diet, so I took her to 2 of my favourite vegan cafes, and I'll show you that as well as some knitting. I was working on this little hat yesterday, and I'll now take you to my footage from doing some knitting and sewing to help animals affected by the Australian bushfires. So I'll see you again very shortly. I'm ironing all the tea towels so that they're nice and flat for sewing, and this one has merino sheep. Oh, Smudgy, do you want to be on camera? Hello. Some merino sheep. There's a sheepdog. Looks kind of like Smudge. And then we've got sheep being weighed. And Sean. Very cute. Cutting and measuring at YarnderAunty's house.
Lots of yellow, not very much green, is there?
Is this going to be the outside or the inside?
Outside, doesn't really matter, but the seams have to go on the outside because,
Then that's going to be turned in, so you're not bothered.
No, but you don't actually turn them inside out. The seams stay outside so that the animals don't get their feet stuck in it.
Okay, right. So you make sure the thread's sort of in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start off by putting this close to that edge, but just a little bit over, because it really has to cut it.
Okay.
To make it seal.
Mm-hmm.
And you put that foot down. Then you hold this while you press that, and you just gently keep holding this until you can see it's gone through, and follow this along. So see it's quite a bit off.
Oh, yep.
And then it won't untangle, so you can cut it close.
Okay.
And then you do the same with that side, and then if you want you can give it to me and I'll cut all the bits from you.
Thank you.
And then lift that up, do the same.
Perfect. Sides are done. Now time for the top. Hello, YarnderAunty.
Hello! Lovely pouches, look. Cute little animal will go in there. Yeah.
Magic sewing table.
Yes.
Now, where's it? Ooh, very nice and neat darning. And they're all done. So exciting. And just, oh, so fun. I'm not sure I've ever used an overlocker other than in high school, like in home ec class. So yeah, very fun. And doesn't it look snazzy on that purple fabric with nice white? Ooh. It was a very good project for me to work on because, you know, you don't have to get the sizes exact, and if it goes a bit crooked, it's fine. So this is the smallest pouch I've got. Oh, hang on, where's the opening there? I've still got to block it, so that's why I haven't trimmed all the edges. So those pouches are for that one. I'm still finishing off the bigger one, and then these pouches are for this one. So they're a little bit bigger. Well, some are much smaller because, you know, like that one, it's much narrower there. Even though the fabric pouches are going to be inside this, you know, they can squish up, and that way they're a little bit more adaptable, you know, to fit other outer pouches. So it's all good. We ended up doing the stitching on the top as well. That wasn't a requirement of the from the wildlife place. You just have to do the edges to keep them safe. But I thought we should do it because that way it will fray less. So when they get washed repeatedly, because these linings are, they go through, you know, 6 or 8 a day, depending on what's happening with the animal's treatment or how often it needs to relieve itself. So yeah, I figured having all the edges stitched will keep them from fraying too badly. As you can see, some of my stitching's really all over the place. We've got some nice points happening. It's fine though. But as you saw, we're using the sewing machine, and that's because the overlocker just wouldn't thread right at the end, but we only had 2 more to do. I think it was this one and 1 more. Maybe it's that one. Yes, there we go. So Auntie Fran just did a zigzag stitch along the top there. And then there are a couple, we found holes in the fabric, so she just did a darning stitch on that. So it worked out really, really well. I'm very happy that I was able to use the fabric. There's the sheep with the dog that looks a bit like Smudge that we saw when I was ironing. So yeah, it's really awesome to have all these done, and yeah, to be able to use up lots of excess cloths and tea towels. And I think they're going to be really well received. You can see they can squish up nicely. So it's very exciting. These are my bits of fabric from the offcuts. I threw away the little strips that come off from the overlocker, or put them in the recycling. So I'll hang on to those, might be able to use them for something, we'll see. But yes, very successful sewing and socialising afternoon. I'll just finish off the 3rd outer pouch and they're ready to go. Here are the 4 finished marsupial pouch outers. So the 2 grey are a cotton linen blend, and these 2 brownie ones are 100% wool. And these are all the sewn liners. So we've got the 3 sizes, all made from the recycled or reused fabrics. And I've got 20 altogether in the 3 sizes. And they're all going off in the post today to get over to the Wires Animal Rescue to be put to good use. So it's quite appropriate. This one with the tea towel, particular areas New South Wales, Victoria, where most of the fires are. South Australia as well, Tasmania, and over here in WA where I am. So let's hope for rain soon. In the interim, if you would like to knit or crochet or sew any of these, there are links to where you can send them in the show notes and on Ravelry, either to send them directly or as part of the Save Our Joey's Mail that Stitchcraft and Wizardry is organising. I believe though that is wrapping up on the 20th of January, so you may be better off just sending them directly to Wires. So links to both though will be in the show notes. So here's a close-up of the pouches. Garter stitch, 3 needle bind off on the sides. I'm hoping these will provide some lovely squishy support for the animals that need them. It's terrible that they need them, but as they do with such a horrific situation at the moment, I'm glad I can do the very smallest of contributions. But you know what? If everyone does something small, it all adds up to being huge. And as horrible as all of these bushfires and tragedies have been, the power of community has really won through. I'm getting ready to put it all in the parcel, and I'm including some teas for the carers because I imagine they're not getting a lot of rest at the moment. So if they can have a little bit of a herbal boost, then I hope that helps out. I just had the most wonderful meetup with Grace of Babbles Travelling Yarns, and now I'll go into reverse and I'll show you the beginning of our meetup and what we did today. So look who I ran into! It's Grace! And she's got nitro cold brew coffee.
I cannot wait.
Yay!
Australia, who does coffee well?
Just saying. I'll let you enjoy it now. The food is here. Mushroom braise with, what was it, cashew cream?
With cashew cream, and there's something underneath. Green things.
Green things. Yum. And I got cashew and coconut butter and jam, I think. So there's plenty of room for cake. And now I must pass on. Oh, double podcasting.
Burgers.
Beetroot and burgers is yum.
No, it's not.
Grace, you can never be Australian if you can't have beetroot on your burgers.
Couldn't hack it, that's why I had to go back to Ireland.
Grace brought her own metal straw.
I brought two. One for James and one for me.
Lovely. She's sampling the peanut butter milkshake.
I need one for myself.
Yeah. You have that one. I'll get another one.
No, I'll go. Well, I started drinking this one.
Yeah, you have it. It's fine. You enjoy that one. I'm having my red latte, which, if you watch Grace's podcast, you'll hear me talk about. It's rooibos.
Lovely breadcrumbs there.
Oh yes. Babbles Travelling Yarns, people.
It's real good.
Yes, it's rooibos tea, but ground and brewed like coffee, espresso style, with almond milk and cinnamon on top.
Is that kind of the way they do chai lattes?
Sort of, yes.
Yeah, because they're chai powder.
Yes, yeah. But I think with chai they just mix it in, like it might be blended to mix.
It's a solution.
Yes. Whereas, I think this is actually, the water comes through. Yeah. So Grace has gone to kindly order me another milkshake while I finish my latte. I don't need another milkshake, or rather, another as in she's having that one. I'm not having two. If I was having two, that would be fine too. This is my knitting. I've got a hat going on 4.5mm needles. I think this is a 15-inch, can't remember how many centimeters that is. And I'm just doing 2x2 ribbing for the moment. It's in this gorgeous spotty bag. And I'm having such a wonderful day catching up with Grace. The ribbing continues. Here's what Grace is working on. If you watched her Vlogmas, this is what she was knitting with her advent calendar yarns. She's just gone up, there she is there, to order us some cake. Yum! Isn't it beautiful? And I'm really enjoying using this size of circular needle. A 9-inch circular I've tried once for socks and it was just way too small for my hands and hurt my arthritis. Whereas this one, which is, I think, as I said, either 12-inch or 15-inch, is perfect. I don't know if it would be for thinner yarns, but this is a worsted weight yarn on 4.5mm tips, and I'm really enjoying it. Plenty of room to maneuver it, and it's fabulous. You just keep going round and round and round, so when I get the body of the hat is just stockinette, it's going to be even easier because it'll just go round and round and round and round and round. Blueberry cheesecake, cheese in inverted commas, cashew, probably cashew cream.
Yeah, I think so.
And raw carrot cake.
This looks so good.
Another red latte and
Almond milk latte, not
almond
soy latte. Even though I said her soy and then said almond milk, and then I really confused her.
But it's here.
I'm proud of
There's
her.
a drink. Yes.
I'm proud of her for understanding my terribleness.
Right. Bon appetit. Okay, we have relocated to the raw kitchen. Grace has a mango lassi.
I have to keep up my reputation for 2 hourly feeds.
Exactly.
So it's probably 1 hourly feed.
Yeah, yeah. But yes, as per the photo I will have just shown you and on Grace's video, you'll see that $1 from all smoothies is being donated to the firefighters over east for the bushfires. So what could we do but get one?
We had to.
Yes.
I'm saving koalas by drinking this.
Yes, yes. Mine is on the way. We think they might have made the wrong one and they've gone back, but that's fine.
I would have had it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it's fine.
If you're really desperate.
Yeah, but yes, more smoothies on the way. Blueberry and lavender, and look, here's James. Hi.
You're going to be on the YarnderWoman.
That's right.
Lucky you.
He's famous on two different continents, 2 hemispheres.
I was saying, okay, James, I'm going to
All right,
say
here's a
something to you right
revelation.
now. I'm going to revelate to you right now. So, do you know what Vlogmas? Any vlog that you were in, I got twice the amount of views. I'm trying not to be really offended.
Give the people what they want.
Now you know.
Right. I better turn this off. It's getting nasty in here. Oh, she's so gorgeous, and so is James, and it was such a lovely, lovely, lovely day. It's so nice to catch up with friends and see them in real life as well as chat with them online, and it was just wonderful. So thank you for joining us. I will have a new podcast for you very soon. From February, I am planning to upload podcasts on the 1st and 3rd Friday of every month. So that's Australian Western time, so it's probably Thursday evening in the Northern Hemisphere, depending on where you are. But I'm going to be working to that routine so that there's more routine for me in what I'm doing with the podcast, but also so you can have some idea when there'll be episodes out. For the weeks where there's 5 weeks in the month, there might be a little bonus one on that 5th Friday, but as the general routine, it's going to be the 1st and the 3rd Friday of every week. So thank you once again for joining me and Smudge. I hope you enjoyed this little taste of the podcast, and I'll be back with some more news, with showing you all my projects, looking at what I made last year, looking at my plans for this year, on that 1st Friday in February. So until then, happy crafting, have a wonderful day. Bye!